For most of human history, gravity has been the final rule. Everything we build, everything we move, everything we launch must fight against it. Engines burn fuel to push against gravity. Structures are reinforced to survive it. Entire civilizations are shaped by the simple fact that nothing escapes Earth easily. But what if that rule was never absolute? What if gravity isn't something you overcome with power, but something you can step around? The idea of a zero-gravity engine does not begin with rockets or science fiction. It begins with a quieter realization that gravity is not a force in the traditional sense. According to modern physics, gravity is a distortion, a curvature of space and time caused by mass and energy. Objects don't fall because they are pulled. They fall because space itself is bending beneath them. And once you understand that, the blueprint changes. Instead of pushing harder, a zero-gravity engine asks a different question. What if we could flatten the curve? For decades, researchers noticed something strange. Under very specific conditions, extreme rotation, electromagnetic pressure, or accelerated reference frames, mass behaves slightly differently. Not enough to float, not enough to break physics, but enough to suggest that gravity can be influenced. Experiments involving spinning superconductors, ring-shaped magnetic fields, and rapidly rotating plasmas produced anomalies that were never fully explained. Tiny reductions in measured weight, unexpected directional drift, energy losses that didn't match known equations. Nothing dramatic, nothing publishable enough to cause panic, but enough to quietly attract attention. The hidden blueprint doesn't rely on thrust. It relies on geometry. A zero-gravity engine would not push itself upward. It would create a controlled distortion, a localized region where space-time is altered just enough that gravity loses its grip. Think of it not as lifting an object, but removing the floor beneath it. At the center of the concept is a toroidal structure, a closed loop. Inside this loop, electromagnetic fields are forced into rotation at extreme speeds, not spinning mechanically, but circulating energy itself. When energy density becomes asymmetric, space-time responds. If that distortion is shaped precisely, balanced, contained, and stabilized, gravity no longer points down. It points away. In theory, such a system would experience apparent weightlessness without leaving Earth. No exhaust, no flame, no shockwave, just silence. This is why no working zero-gravity engine has ever been demonstrated publicly. Because it would look like nothing is happening. No roar, no acceleration, just an object that refuses to obey gravity. And that creates a problem. Because the moment gravity becomes optional, transportation changes, construction changes, energy economics change. Control over gravity is not about flight. It's about infrastructure. Cargo without weight, buildings without load limits, launch systems without rockets. And once gravity stops being a cost, the world stops being arranged the way it is now. That's why the blueprint is fragmented, scattered across research papers, defense grants, abandoned experiments, and theoretical models that stop just short of conclusions. Not because it's impossible, but because finishing it would force the world to rearrange itself. The most dangerous inventions aren't weapons. They're shortcuts. Shortcuts around energy. Shortcuts around distance. Shortcuts around gravity itself. And if a zero-gravity engine is ever completed, it won't arrive with an announcement. It will arrive quietly, as something that doesn't lift off, because it never needed to.